Hi everybody, I'm John Cullen, Principal of Bulldog Marketing and Sales, and welcome to The Pet Industry is Broken. Let's start a revolution and sell more. Are you ready to join the revolution? Let's begin. Let's start with the crazy category stats, and I mentioned this in some of my other rant videos. If you believe that pet is really a $58 billion category, I think you got to think again. The number is extremely inflated by pet food, pet treats, vet visits, medicine for your pet, live animal sales, grooming services, and a host of other things. And then APPA decides to lump everything else into supplies or over-the-counter medicine. And I don't know about you, but I think medicine's pretty expensive. So the overall industry, if you're not in any of the above categories, is probably more like 5 to 8 billion. And that's everything else that doesn't fall into those other buckets. And as a point of reference, the smartphone industry is 46 billion. And that's just smartphones. So relatively speaking, pet is pretty small. Doesn't mean there's not a lot of opportunity, but know the stats and realize how ridiculous they are. Push is paramount in the pet industry. Selling to retail is the only focus of most product manufacturers, and then what happens after that is anyone's guess. The consumer is secondary or considered the retailer's problem. So that's a changing landscape. But God, so many manufacturers out there that are just worried about pushing into retail, and they don't really care what happens after that. Marketing is really misunderstood by most pet manufacturers. They see it as a cost, not an investment. And they ask themselves, why do I need marketing? My product sells itself. Or marketing is the retailer's problem. And a lot of business owners are driving home in a $120,000 Mercedes, and they don't really care about brand equity. They don't realize that their company could be worth so much more, because brands are what really make for a real asset that can be sold for 3, 4, 5 times multiples. Not just some cut and sew or rubber factory that is making unbranded mediocre product. Then you have mediocre marketing talent. I've seen this over and over again. Most marketing staff at pet manufacturers is made up of glorified sales admins with marketing titles. Or the staff is homegrown. They have no classical marketing training. And the VP of marketing was once an intern at the company 5 years ago and is great at making really colorful sell sheets. Again, this is a cheap option, but with marketing talent, you do get what you pay for. So, is it worth to have somebody in that position that really is more of an admin versus a true marketing person? Marketing is made in-house by most pet manufacturers, so they don't really know how to work with outside agencies. They hire a high-level marketing person, typically one person, and they expect for that salary they'll do everything. And this model rarely works because very few marketing people have a broad skill set that some agencies can bring to the table. And also the design talent that an agency can bring to the table. It's a lot easier to say, okay, let's spend $100,000 on a high-level marketing person and $30,000 on a junior designer, and we'll call that marketing. And I don't need to work with any agencies. I've got marketing taken care of for $135,000 a year. Doesn't work like that. Marketing is made in-house continued, and here's the results. Here's a couple of ads that were in the most recent Pet Age. These ads, and some of these are major companies. These ads don't even have headlines, and they violate every single principle of good advertising. I don't even know what these ads are trying to tell me. So, I don't even know where to begin about these kinds of results. If this is what is happening in our industry, we absolutely need a revolution, and we need it now. Here's an example of an ad that we did, and it was designed by a professional designer that understands how to put together a professional ad. It has a headline, hero image, a subhead, body copy, a product shot, and the thing that's always forgotten in most pet ads is the call to action. What do you want people to do when they see your ad, right? So at least use this as an outline and get your $35,000 designer in-house to use this format. I'm giving it to you here for free. Okay, this is a tried and true, Ogilvy tested, Don Draper tested format for the way an ad should be. Use it. Price is paramount in pet. With no marketing, there's no differentiation. So everything becomes a commodity. Every conversation at Global Pet is about price. Because brand doesn't matter. People don't haggle the price of Coca-Cola, right? And the same really goes for some of the food in our industry. They're not haggling as much over food because those are real brands, and those are the things that people shop for. So price becomes less of a problem, and products become less of a commodity. Why is our industry the only one that's so focused on price? Because what else is there? There's no marketing, there's no differentiation, there's no branding. So again, not marketing and having the $120,000 BMW or Mercedes to drive home in and not worrying about marketing sounds like a great idea, and it sounds like a great way to save money, but it's a short-term game. Actually, you're cutting your margins in the long term because all you're doing is haggling about price. If the consumer wanted your product and there was demand for your product, you wouldn't be having this discussion. It would not be take another 5% off. It would be like, I have to have your product because it drives people into my store looking for your brand. Poor pricing planning. Everything is put into cost of goods, but not marketing. Marketing should be built into the price. You need to add 5 to 10% of your COGS for marketing, and you'll at least be covered at some level. At least on the trade side anyway. Retailers are requiring more. And it's a great thing. PetSmart and other large retailers are demanding that pet manufacturers step up and act like consumer packaged goods companies. If you ever went into a Publix or a Kroger or a Vons or a Safeway or a Food Line and said, I have a great product. I have no marketing. I have no support plan. Consumers have never heard of me. I don't have a brand, but you should carry my product because it's really cool and it's pretty neat. You would be laughed out of the office and shown the door. And they would not be pretty happy about it because you'd be considered a real time waster. But in pet, this happens every day, day in and day out. It's a real problem. You need to have a brand. You need to have a marketing plan, and it's not just a good product that gets listed. You need to have all of this, and you need to stay on the shelf with consumer pull programs. What's the solution? We need a marketing revolution in the pet industry. And we need to stop focusing on crazy category stats, commodity products, price, and the peddler push mentality that's been, sort of a cancer in our industry. We definitely need this marketing revolution. And so the question really is, who out there is going to step up and lead the industry into the next 100 years? Here's the opportunity. The ability to stand out in this industry is just phenomenal because no one is doing anything. So simply just doing something and being professional about it, like having an ad that makes sense, an ad that has a headline, is going to make you stand out. Okay, because again, the one guy who raises his hand, like the little guy up here in the upper right, is the only guy doing anything. Everybody else is just a mindless drone doing the same old price negotiations, the same rubber Kong knockoff toy over and over again. Okay? So in an industry where no one's doing anything, you'll instantly stand out by doing something. And you don't need a big budget to make an impact in this industry, but you do need to spend something against marketing. I know this sounds self-serving, by the way, because I am an agency, and it should sound self-serving because part of this video is giving you advice from a marketing perspective. But it really is true. I mean, you could make a killing. And if you're making a killing already, put away the Mercedes, get an $80,000 car next time, and put the other $40,000 into some kind of a social media campaign or something that gets in front of consumers to start building your brand. Are you ready to join the revolution? If you are, we can help you get started. Here's my phone number, 855-456-4738, or email us to discuss your objectives today. If you like this video, please hit the like button and below. That'd be great. And if you want to learn a little bit more about me and my company, please visit our website at www.bulldogms.com. Thank you so much for your time. Again, I'm John Cullen, Principal of Bulldog Marketing and Sales. I appreciate your time today, and I hope we get a chance to talk and start a revolution together. Take care now.